Hello, 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 hello. It's been a minute since I've been on, but so much has happened in the last couple of weeks that I just felt led to talk to you. I'm so glad for those of you that are joining me that are in the chat, and I'm thankful for the people that are lurking in the bushes that will go spread lies and gossip and rumors, but that's okay. Uh, I'm going to talk to everybody tonight, and then I'm going to be out of here, and I'm going to go enjoy life. So I just want you to sit back and take a listen. This is a whole different slant from how I normally talk and what I normally do. So I want you to just sit back and listen to what I have to say because I want you to hear it. I want you to hear it firsthand. So here we go. What's going on? How y'all feeling? A lot has happened to me in the past couple of years. I've been lied on, lied to, lied about, had every accusation that you can think of put out there on me. And I've debunked all of it, still holding my head high because the truth doesn't need defending. All of this stuff happened to me because I interviewed 3 young men who accused a person of sexually violating them, molesting them. I didn't accuse the person, they did. And this person sued me, saying that I did. Now they're going after one of the accusers. So everything that they tried to hide is now going to become a matter of public record. But that's not what I'm here for. And all the people that were either paid to attack me or just volunteered to attack me because they support that person. All the people that were financial supporters and off in the cut that were donating money to this person. I have my right to my opinion, just like everybody else. I think he did what they said he did. And by default, if you're financially supporting this person, you are an enabler. You're an enabler, and you support what the 3 young men accused him of doing. But that's between you and your God. That's not what I'm here for tonight. What I'm here for to say is, and I'm going to tell you how I got to this point, because you see the title, I forgive all of you for what you tried to do to me, what you did to me, what you tried to do, what you're plotting to do. I forgive you. I forgive all of you. Hate is too big of a cross to bear, and I refuse to bear it. I'm not ignoring y'all in the chat. I just want to get this off. I've played this over and over and over in my mind, how I would say what I would say. And, Yeah. So I forgive every last one of you. I forgive Larry Reed. I know that sounds like a shock. I forgive Larry Reed. Yes, I forgive you because I know you're listening. I forgive you for everything. I forgive Conscious TV. I forgive Andrea Garrison. I forgive King Jives. I forgive Miko Dooley. I forgive Brian Henry, not who's knockout media. I forgive all of them. And here's why. I was talking to somebody over here, and there's a supporter, one of my moderators. I'm not going to mention their name. And we're in the chat, and it hit me like a fist. She said, why is it that these people seem to just be prospering? And they're evil, and they're doing all of these things, and nothing seems to be, they're not being brought down soon enough. And then, I tried to put a spin on it. I'm like, it's not in our time, and it's in God's time, blah, 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 all the good churchy stuff you're supposed to say. And I was saying it with my mouth, but in my head and in my heart, I wasn't there. But I was saying that because I thought that was the right thing to say. God's gonna work it out. God's gonna have the last say. All the good churchy stuff you're supposed to say. But deep down in my heart, I just wanted to take matters into my own hands, and I freely admit that. I freely admit that. But I was wrong for that. Here's why. I can't teach my sons to be good men and then be a hypocrite. I can't do it. I won't do it. To my sons that are white, if you're watching me, I'm sorry. Your daddy set a bad example, but moving forward, I'm going to do better. But that's still not why I'm here. The reason, it dawned on me, I said, I'm going to tell you how I got to this point. Just bear with me, because this shook me to my core this week. God has not moved on them yet because of us. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but bear with me, I'm going somewhere. God has not moved on this situation. He has not moved on them because of us. Because people like me out here trying to go blow for blow, tit for tat with them. See, God operates in the spirit realm. And see, we down here in the flesh and in the earth. What has to happen, what will happen against them up yonder from the heavenlies. That ain't our area up there. But we make it our area because we try to interject ourselves. This is how you get this thing to change. You do what I'm doing. First, when you pray, you say, God, you ask God to forgive you and clean you up. I'm paraphrasing because like I say, I'm a street dude, but I've read and heard, if my people who are called by my name will seek my face, humble themselves and pray, then will I heal their land. I know that's paraphrased, but you get where I'm going. If we take them to him and leave them there, he will deal with them. And he's going to deal with them publicly. There's nothing that any of us can do that will even come close to his wrath. Because he sees what they've done. Not just to me, just to other people. He sees what they've done. And everything that they've tried to hide is going to come out. Everything. I'm telling you what I know, and I'm going to tell my testimony in a minute. I can't believe I'm even talking like that. Everything they've hidden, you can't sue it away. You can't lie it away. You can't fight, kill, steal it away. Everything that you do, God keeps a record of it. good, bad, or ugly, indifferent. He sees everything. He hears everything. So why you think all these preachers been getting exposed and all these crooked politicians? Everybody that's been doing dirt has been getting exposed lately. Scandals after scandals after scandals. Prison time after prison time after prison time. I'm the least of your troubles, sir. I forgive you. Because see, you got $260,000 over here, $350,000 over there, 20 million up in New York City. You got lawsuits out there on you. Then you got a court case. Well, somebody that's pointing a finger at you for molestation is going to talk in open court. They're going to talk about you and what you did. It's not going to be me relaying the story, them on under oath, telling what you did forever. And that's going to be a public record forever. And when they call me in to testify, I will have my say. Each one of those three young men, when they go to court, I will have my hand raised before God, because I ain't lying. I forgive you, but I'm going to tell the truth. But that's not why I'm here. That's not why I'm here. Let me get something to drink now. Tell you what happened. I got a spirit on me like Peter in the Bible. I love the Lord, but I cuss your ass out. I put my hands on, if need be. And ever since last year when my father passed away, I've carried something in me, anger, because of what you said, Conscious TV. You said you prayed for my dad to die. And I said I was going to deal with you on that. I said I was going to deal with you on that. Well, this past Wednesday, that day came. My mother got sick. And I was down there with her the past couple of days. And I thought about it. I said, he about making video after video, ignoring the court order. So I sat down and I had a meeting of the minds, and we took it to a vote how to deal with you. And I'm not talking about these people online. I'm talking about people that I rocks with hard. I'm not going to say who, but we took a vote. And the time came at hand. I drove down I-20 on that rainy day Wednesday. So you know I'm telling the truth. It was raining like hell. And I got there. And I looked. So he just talking. I got off exit 68. And I took a right. And I got to the top of the hill by the church. I took a left. Then when I got to the first stop sign, I took a right. And you was on the left. And so that you know I ain't lying, later down the street, on the same side as you, there's you. There's like this little tin building that, you know, the original sanctuary of the church, and then people house, and then the new sanctuary across the street. And later down the street, she's a member of Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Think I'm lying? Get out your house, walk down there and look now. Got a plate on the car, Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Through the stop sign the other way, dead end back there, some trailers of open field. Other way, junkyard, auto lot, whatever you want to call it. Car lot over there where they fix car, fenced in. Down the other end is a little street about not even wide as your house that goes back to Monticello. Some rose bushes and stuff right there. So you know I ain't lying. I was there Wednesday before the sun came up. And I made up in my mind that all that tough talk of yours, you was going to have to say it to me face to face. Wasn't going to come on your property because that's criminal trespassing. Plus, I got a CSPO against you. But if you want you to come out in the street, you was going to have to answer to all your tough talk. So, all your tough talk, you was going to have a chance to say it away from one of these. Funny thing happened, though. Circled 3 times. First time I circled, the very person that you say, the very person you prayed, you said you prayed for him to die, is the person that saved you from harm. Y'all bear with me, hear my story, hear my testimony. I circled 3 times. First time, my mama's voice came in my head. No. She said, no. Rain all over my face and glasses. Circled again. My daddy spoke from the grave. Go home. 2 words. My mama said 1 word. No. In my head. My daddy said 2 words. Go home. I circled a 3rd time. This time, he spoke. I got this. And I started crying in my car. No, go home. I got this. Mama spoke, daddy spoke, God spoke. That's why you didn't feel my wrath that Wednesday night, early morning. That's why. I heard his voice clear. So that you know I ain't lying. Again, because I don't lie over here. That little Toyota that was parked in your front yard, that old Toyota, the pictures online of your house, with the property, Metro Listing Service, MLS, make your house look a whole lot better than it is in person. A lot of paint peeling all over, the floor falling in the middle. But that's not why I'm here, but I'm just letting you know. So you need to fix that. And it's a shame that you let the house that your mother left you get like that. The little air conditioner, like this is the front facing the screen right here. This is the street. This side over here, air conditioning in the back window, paint peeling all along. That's where you had to park the car, because if a person parks in the very front of your house, they are on the porch. They are on the step, because you got 6 feet of space, maybe 8, from the step to the street. And truth be told, if somebody really parked with a nice sized vehicle, part of their car gonna be out in the street, unless they park down on this side of the house, and then they might get stuck because it's muddy, because it's like an incline, decline going down. So I know I'm telling the truth. So anyway, that's not why I'm here. So I'm tears, I'm angry, I'm shook, all of that. Still want to whoop your ass. Gotta obey the word of God. Mama said no. My daddy from the grave hit me here and here. Go home. Then God spoke when I turned that 3rd time, because I was being hard-headed, because I still wanted to get at you. I was going to wait for you to sit out there and wait for you to come outside. I'm like, but God spoke. Because 3 times, I got this. And in the minute when I said, okay, God, you got it, and I was crying as I'm driving back down Monticello, hitting the freeway, hitting on 77 all the way to Cleveland. As I'm crying, my joy and my peace came back. that I hadn't experienced before my daddy passed, dealing with this foolishness. The minute I let it go and let God, you or nobody else gonna take that joy and that peace away from me. I got it back. And I've been feeling good ever since. The headaches that I was having, the migraines, the insomnia, loss of appetite, all of that. I've been eating like a racehorse. Yes, sir. The joy and the peace I have, the world didn't give it to me. And you will not take it. The devil is a lie. Mm-hmm. I got peace. So that's why I say, I forgive y'all for everything. I forgive you for everything. Because God gonna deal with you publicly for what y'all have done. Not to me, to everybody that you've harmed. His judgment is coming. And I really feel sorry for you, all of you, because I know what you're gonna get. But see, nothing ever gonna happen. No, nothing gonna happen to you because I'm sitting there with a clenched fist, and other people sitting there with a clenched fist, and you can't get new blessings until you release old things. You got to open your hand to receive something. And see, I had a clenched fist because I was mad all the time. And when I got mad and I got in the way and interfered with God doing what He was gonna do, He said, "Okay, since you big and bad." That's when all of y'all start attacking me like bees for your queen bee. I withstood the battle because I'm battle tested. I withstood it because I had the truth. That lady in North Carolina said, she said, "Young man, as long the truth shall be your shield." And it has been, and it will be. I'm giving it all to Him. And I mean that. I'm not just saying it. Because after what I went through Wednesday in that rain and that transformation that hit me, I'm not going back there. I'm going this way. I'm giving all of y'all to God. And I challenge all of you that's listening. We can't, even if we ain't physically together, we just stop what we're doing right now and say, "Lord, I'm sorry for everything that I've done wrong. Please clean my heart and mind up. But Lord, you also, while you're dealing with me, you know what these people have done." And then you ain't got to say nothing else. Because He already know. He sees everything. He knows what we do. He knows what they do. And He's going to deal with them publicly. Everything they've tried to hide, everything that they've tried to do to people, the grave they tried to dig for others is now going to be dug for them. No witchcraft is greater than our God. No numerology, witchcraft, sorcery, voodoo, spirituality, all the other voodoo mess. The God I serve raised Lazarus from the dead. Told one of the disciples, Christ beckoned him to walk out on the water. Said, just follow. As long as he kept his eyes on Christ, he was walking on the water. That's the God that I believe in. It's the God that I saw back when my dad was 70 years old. They said he wouldn't live through the night. Gave him 17 more years of life. That's the God I serve. That's the God I serve that brought me from being falsely accused, facing 6 years in prison, being homeless, having cancer. That's the God I serve brought me out of all that. So He gonna deal with y'all. And I'm not gonna make no videos no more. We're gonna go back to having fun like we used to, laughing and being silly, cracking jokes, all this. I turn you over to God. He's the righteous judge. He gonna deal with you better than I can ever deal with you. Because hurting people like you try to hurt others. I sleep good at night because I don't bother nobody. All my friends over here, we sleep good. We don't bother nobody. But you walk in the floor at night. If you stole $1, you trying to figure out a way to keep somebody from taking that dollar back because you didn't get it right. You can't keep it. You can't rest because the whole time you sleep, you think of somebody coming to get you, coming to take what you done already obtained immorally or illegally. So now you can't rest at night, and then you can't even trust your own circle because they're deviant, they're reprobates just like you. And I'm not here to insult you. God is giving you over to a reprobate mind. His justice is coming. Y'all sitting there, you laughing. Okay. Sickness gonna start falling on you. If it doesn't get you, it'll get your children, your grandchildren. It's in the bloodline. The bloodline is poison. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own 2 eyes in 53 years of living. And you think you're getting off scot-free. You can't sleep at night. You got children that's out here running off, tricking off, doing drugs and doing whatever. You can't sleep at night. People popping up in diverse places telling things that they've said happened at your hands. Can't sleep at night. You can't. Whatever you do, it's coming back. And it's coming back in waves. And you think you're getting away with something. You really do. And I feel the most sorry for you. Even though you don't like me and I ain't on, you ain't on my Christmas list either. But guess what? I do have enough compassion, ask God to have a little, to give you justice, but have mercy, because he could destroy you. He just may. I don't know. You're a reprobate. So he might have just walked completely away from you. I'm still doing studies on what happens, the penalty for being a reprobate is. I'm still learning. But I think that's what God just completely remove himself away from your presence. And just whatever happens to you, happens to you. I could be wrong. I'm going to do some research, though. But I'm not going to let anybody, I'm moving along quicker than I thought. I'm not going to let anybody steal my joy anymore. My joy, my peace. I have a life. I got people that I love and they love me back. And I'm going to focus on those people. Because, see, some of y'all, you could come out here right now and make up the most outlandish lie on me, and everybody know you're lying. Even they know you're lying. But because they rock with you, they'll put the lie out, they'll foster it. Yeah, Daryl did that. Yeah, Daryl said that. But what do I have to protect me from your lies? You know? Now the one upside to all of this foolishness, my prayer life got real deep and strong. Even stronger than I thought. Because while I was dealing with this foolishness, my daddy got sick. My daddy passed away. I got COVID. A lot of stuff that I was doing got shut down. I was in school, finished school. I had to struggle while I was going through all that, dealing with this foolishness. My dad being sick and dying, I had to focused on school. I graduated May 7th. My dad died May 30th. My son graduated high school May 21st. All that in May. I don't even remember last summer. It was like a blur. Summer 21. I didn't really remember because I was grieving the loss of my father. Then I got sick. I was just in the house. But guess what? He kept me. He kept me. Sure did. He kept me. In the midst of all this, he kept me. Because I was telling the truth. Man, I've been out here lying. He'd have took his hands off me. Thank you, Dr. Blue. The truth don't need defending. You tell one lie, you got to come out and tell two more to cover the first lie. I don't have to do that. Whatever I say today, it'll be the same a year from now. And I don't have to even think about it because I'm not making nothing up. I'm just being honest. And you see how my face is? I'm happy. You see how I'm looking? I'm not out here angry and for what? My second oldest son come home from college tomorrow. Took his last final this morning. Graduating in the spring, maybe it's summer. Well, hopefully it's spring if we get all his classes straight. He'll be graduating. My oldest son in school. He graduates next fall, next summer, next fall, somewhere in there. Then my baby boy working and going to school. What do I have to be out here windmilling with some people? Think about it. I really got ashamed of myself when I looked at it after God convicted me on that highway, because from there where you live to where I live, it's almost over 600 miles or better. I had a lot of time to drive. I'm driving through, and it was mountains because I went through West Virginia and all that, and I hit beautiful scenery. And I didn't even play my music. I cut my music off because it was just me and God on that highway. And then I was in areas where my cell phone wouldn't even pick up. God designed it that way. It was one-on-one time with me and him. And he reminded me of what's important in my life. My children, my offspring, my legacy. I had 3 sons. They're all doing well. Even though I made mistakes in life as their father, they're still doing well. God kept all of us. He reminded me of that on that highway. What's important? My children. And that's why I say what I'm saying now. I can't teach them. See, they got something you didn't have, Davion. I'm really talking to him out of all people right now. And the rest of them. They had something that I had that I'm passing on to them. See, in order for a man, a young boy or young kid or young man to be a man, he has to see a man. And I'm a real man. Not because of the things I have. Oh, you know how people like look at my jewelry and look at my car and look at my clothes. All that comes and goes. What you got here and here. See, I had a father. I'll never be the man he was, but I'm gonna try. And everything he taught me, I'm passing along to my 3 boys. I was blessed. Now I got to be a blessing. See, to be a man, you got to see one. And see, I am determined that I'm going to make sure that they see what a real man is, so that they don't go out here wearing wigs over the heads and sheer material and calling themselves a prophet, a modern day prophet, all that kind of foolishness. That's what happens when you don't have a positive role model in your life. That's what happens. That's what happens. Or you get out there and you'll say things like, it wasn't molestation, it was exploration. That's what happens when you don't have positive male role models in your life. Or you'll be a twin and both of you decide that you're going to touch bread baskets. No positive male role model. That's what happens. Or a male comes into your life and you end up hopping in bed with your mama's man. That happens. No positive male role model. That's what happens. And I'm not going to allow that to happen in my bloodline because yeah, you're right, man. Church disease. You're absolutely right. That's why it made me feel so guilty because I allowed my anger. See, learn from my mistakes, y'all. Learn from my mistake. Learn from my mistake. Two things you should never allow to be your motivation to do anything: fear or anger. Son, I'm really talking to my 3 sons right now. Son, never let fear and anger be your motivation to do anything. Be motivated by love. Because what happens one day, you ain't going to be angry all the time. You ain't going to be scared all the time, but you will love all the time. Love should be your motivation to do anything. Do it out of love. It'll always be blessed. Even if it doesn't work out, it'll always be blessed. Take it for what it's worth, son. I'm not lying to you. And y'all take that advice too. Never let fear and anger be your motivation to do anything. Somebody make you mad, oh, I'm going to get them. No. You're not going to make a smart decision because you're angry. Or you're scared, you're not going to make a smart decision. That's where maturity comes in. That's what being a mature man or woman comes in. You can't do that or make decisions like that because you haven't had the proper guidance when you were in your formative years. And it shows. Not knocking you, it's just a fact. And I feel sorry for you because that wasn't my experience. I had great father, great mother, taught me the love of the Lord, taught me how to pray, taught me how to think for myself. And it's made all the difference in my life. It's made all the difference. So, see, I'm on time. Oh, I got a few minutes. Then I got to go out. I have a life. And I'm going to get back to living it. I have been the last couple months, but I'm going to really go full steam ahead now. Because, God going to deal with y'all, not me. That's the problem. That's why y'all been walking around thinking everything's fine and that you can just have all willy-nilly, because I tried to interject myself in God's business. And that's why God didn't move on this situation. But now that I said, God, you got it. And when he told me on that lonely highway, I got this. That's all I need to hear. I got this, meaning he gonna deal with you. Not me. Him. Him. The great I am. Him. You can't buy your way out of it. You can't lie your way out of it. You better humble yourself and pray. That's all I'm going to say. Because I've heard it said somewhere. Warning comes before destruction. You've been warned. Take it for what you think it's worth. You've been warned. Warning comes before destruction. Before God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, he sent a warning. What did they do? They tried to rape the people that was warning them. Angels. Not saying I'm no angel. Don't even start that. I'm not out here claiming I'm a modern day prophet. But you've been warned. You've been warned. It would behoove you, big word, to get it right. Because you turn on the news every day. God is exposing people. He's bringing them down publicly. Not only exposing them, bringing them down publicly. There's a documentary that I was telling people about over here called God Forbid. It was about the fall of Jerry Falwell's son, who was the president of Liberty University. Talks about All his deviant behavior that they kept hidden, that got exposed. Whatever you do, it's going to get exposed. Whatever you do, it's going to get exposed. That's a good documentary. Y'all should watch that. It'll tell you, it'll show you how far up these sex rings and all this stuff went all the way up to the White House steps, into the White House. Yes, it did. Went all the way up there. Mm-hmm. But I can't believe that. I mean, I got shook to my core this Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Mama said no. My daddy from the grave said, go home. That third time, I got this. Me, him talking to me. I got this. And I'm not making this up. That's the only reason I didn't do what I was planning to do. Was right out there in the street. Was like, hey, all that internet stuff, time's up. Come on out in the yard. Come on out in the street. Public property. You had all this stuff to talk. Praying for my dad to die. Time to meet him. Time to meet his son. Face to face. I'm a person you've never met, but you made up every lie because you were paid to do it. It's all right, though. Yeah, I do have a love life, Mississippi girl. I have a great love life. I love my family, my kids, my friends, whoever loves me back, whoever that may be. So, and I refuse, when I tell you, the moment I said, okay, God, you got it, everything came off of me. Every weight, I mean, it felt like, I can't even put into words what it felt like. It just felt like aches and pains in my body left. You know, as much as I like cigar, I didn't even smoke a cigar for 300 miles. Just riding through the mountains, and it was freezing cold, but I had the sunroof open a little bit, so getting a little fresh air, and I was just looking and taking in the scenery. No music, just me and God talking. Tears rolling down my face. Because I had my joy and my peace back. Sure did. And I ain't gonna let nobody take it back from me. Nobody or nothing gonna take that away from me again. Mm-mm. He gonna deal with y'all. So, ladies and gentlemen, who were frustrated like I was, it seemed like these practices of witchcraft and the occult and whatever else were getting away with everything. Their time is soon to be cut off. They ain't resting at night. Trust me, they're not. They are tormented, tossing and turning. They ain't resting at night. You can't. Because, see, I made it about them versus me. It wasn't that. God deals in the spirit realm. This is spiritual warfare. This is Satan's people, God's people. And we just chess pieces on the board. I didn't really realize the significance of my intro for my show. You're playing checkers while I play chess. I didn't realize the significance. I'm actually the chess pieces. You're the chess pieces. God just moves us around as he sees fit for his glory. And if we don't lose sight of that, just like the disciple walking out on the water, Jesus said, come to me. Don't look down. Come here. Read that story in the Bible about Jesus and the disciple getting in the boat to go to the other side. It didn't say in the Bible, the story didn't say they got in the boat and hoped to get to the other side. It said, we're going to the other side, which means if you're in the boat with Christ, wherever he go, you going too. And when he get there, you getting there too. He's safe. You safe too. Now, the journey may not be a journey that you like. The boat might be rocking, might be some storms, might be some sharks, gators, snakes, whatever. But you're going to get to the other side if you keep your eyes on him. And I got 4 eyes up here. So, I mean, that's just what it is. I can't believe I'm saying all this, but so see, the biggest problem like that I made, and I'm just being transparent. Biggest problem I made, you're getting your own way sometimes. If you get out the way, God works. So when God was just sitting there like, oh, okay. You want to handle it? You want to go tip for tap with these jokers? Okay. I see you, Playboy. I'm just talking, because I have me and God talk. He know my heart. He know who I am. I had, Heavenly Father, on the 7th day you created, and you rested. No, that's not how I talk to God. I'm like, hey, it's me. And the moment I said, you got it, I'm tired of it. You got it. You said, I got this. I trust you. And I've had a situation like that once before in my life when my dad was in the hospital back when he first had his aneurysm 17 years ago. And it was thundering and lightning outside. And it's odd that the same time I had this kind of situation again, thunder and lightning, raining, heavy rain, thunder and lightning. And I said, okay, God, you said before your word fell, heaven and earth shall pass away. My dad is upstairs. Prove it to me. I want him to live. And a big flash of lightning here. Boom. And I got scared. Wait a minute now. Hold up. Well, I might have got a little too cocky here. But God answered. God showed that answer. He answered this time too. He answered this time too. Because you might sit there and talk, you make your videos, whatever. I don't care. I'm done. But 3 times I circled thinking about dealing with the situation, taking it into my own hands, dealing with it the wrong way. And I'd have been a big ass hypocrite because I was teaching my sons, you got to use this. It's not all about this. Because see, when it's all said and done, if I do right, his covering is on me. And ain't nothing you can't come through with a chisel, jackhammer, dynamite, nothing. You can't come through that. The truth is my shield. The truth is my shield. And as long as I get out of the way, get out of my own way and get out of God's way, and he going to have his way when I get out the way. Happy dog. See, God just like a plane that's circling the airport in a holding pattern, waiting for the runway to get clear so he can come on in. He ain't going to land until the runway is clear. But when he land, oh boy, he unloading all the cargo. Allegations that were trying to be swept under the rug and bought away with money and gifts and sending people out here to attack other people. Coming to light. Because God is coming. Courtrooms, people going to put their hand on Bibles and tell the truth. And the chips going to fall where they may. News reporters going to be there. The very same people. I ain't got to go there. I'm going to be raising my hand before God on the Bible, saying I agree to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, as I've been doing. The truth is going to come. Everything you try to hide, coming out. But I forgive y'all for what you tried to do to me. What you did do when you lied on me, when you put my house on the internet, you contacted my family members. I forgive y'all for all of that. But I ain't a fool now. I forgive you, but I ain't forget it. And I'm not going to fool with you no more. But just know you're going to reap everything you sown. Everything. Not just for what you did to me. Re-victimizing victims. Contacting people's jobs. Calling people out their name. Telling lie after lie after lie on people. Everything that you've done, you're going to get back. You're going to get it back. And I'm not going to sit around rejoicing when you get it back. I'm just going to look. Because I'm not going to waste no time or energy dwelling on it. I'm not going to rejoice. I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm just going to look. My mama, oh my gosh, she used to always tell me that. And I was like, how in the world can you forgive people that have treated you the way that I've seen people treat you, Mom? She said, baby, they sick. If they knew better, they would do better. Now, I have every right to be angry at y'all. I do. Because of what you've done or tried to do. But I choose not to carry that cross. Too heavy of a cross to bear. Anger all the time. Sitting up at night trying to figure ways to go tit for tat with you. I got the ammunition if I wanted to do that. Because I'm telling the truth. But for what? What is it? What is the game? You're going to get exposed anyway. Roxanne. I'm not going to tell you how to feel or how to think or do, Roxanne. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going to lose a moment of what time I got left on this earth worrying about people that practice witchcraft, that wear wigs, that wear picnic table panties, that's out here saying all kinds of salacious stuff and doing all kinds of salacious things. I'm not going to waste my time with people like that. We used to have so much fun on Friday nights, cracking jokes and just being silly. And I'm going to get us back to that. That's what our supporters enjoyed so much about us, because we are, out of all the people you see on social media, we are the longest running people that's been friends the longest out of all these vloggers. We're the longest one with friends, as friends. Shoot, we've celebrated births of grandbabies, babies, graduations. We've even mourned the loss of loved ones. We've been there for each other. That's not something they can say. And we didn't do it for financial gain. We did it surely just because we love and cared about one another. That's what we did. And we're going to get back to that. We're going to have our nut fields. We're going to talk about current event, trending topic, laugh and being silly. Sometimes we even talk nasty. And we just have a good old time. And we're going to let the demons deal with the demons. God bless them. I am not mad at all. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. I'm not mad not one bit. Because I know what's coming. And you think everything is fine, and you gonna go out and we won, we didn't broke you. No, you didn't break me. The scales have been taken off my eyes, and God talked to me for 600 miles and reminded me of what's important and who's important. And he reminded me of who I am and whose I am. And ever since then, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the last 72 hours, I got my joy and my peace back. Money can't buy that. You can't buy a person a car and get that. You can't cash app them. You can't buy them shoes, clothes, trips, hush money. Can't buy what I got. I got good night's sleep, no migraine headaches, happy. Got people I love, people that love me back. What you got? The stuff you got now, you probably won't even have it a year from now. And if you do, it'll be depreciated in value. Or you'll be sitting up at night panicking, trying to think somebody coming to take it from you. The peace I have comes from up high. It don't come from down here. It comes from up there. Big difference. Oh yeah, and with your crowns and your synthetic hair, that's low self-esteem. That's what that is. If you got every time you out in public, you got on dark shades, even though it's at night, you got on shades. You got on a crown on your head. You wearing hair down to here like a Shetland pony. That's low self-esteem. I don't have that. I'm not out here with a whole bunch of jewelry. These beads, $5, $10, $15 beads. But I got a roof over my head. Car in the driveway, roof over the head. Just multiple streams of income. And I'm going back to law school. And I'm making a movie about my life. But I couldn't do none of that without him. Couldn't do nothing without. Couldn't have weathered the storm of my daddy passing away without. While people were attacking me and lying on me, trying to sue me and rejoicing over my death of my dad and all that, I couldn't have survived and weathered the storms without. The source of my strength is. If my bank account was overdrawn, I still got. Even when I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together in my past, I always had a meal and a place to stay because of. How about you? Like I say, I'm not this real religious dude, churchy dude. But I do know where the source of my strength comes. I do know that. I do know that. Even in the midst of my foolishness, I do know to look up and cry out. And there's been times I've been so hurt and down, open my mouth to holler and won't no sound come out. But he heard this. And he came to see about me down here. Thank you. See, whatever comes, what may in my life, I got peace and joy. And I got it back Wednesday. On a rainy morning, during a thunderstorm, I got my peace and my joy back. Mama said, no, don't do that. Daddy said, go home from the grave. The blood speaks. Read the Bible. Marcellus talked about that one time. The blood speaks. And then God said, I got this. 6 words were said to me. No, go home. I got this. And then as I'm riding down the highway, I'm reminded of what Marcellus said a year or so ago. He said, Daryl, he told all of us in the chat, y'all put a 1 if I'm telling the truth. He said, God said for us to be still. I didn't understand what he was talking about at first. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember Marcellus telling God said for us to be still in this season. I really didn't, because Marcellus, he get deep. Yeah, and I have to sit there and write stuff down he be saying sometimes. But even though he's younger than me, I learned a lot from him. See, Marcellus grew up in the church, Marcellus was a minister. I just officiate weddings, but Marcellus was preaching. And he really prays and meditates on things. And I listen to him a lot of times. He don't think I be listening to him. I be right there. I talk to him. I talk legit doctorate. I listen to Uncle Fred. I listen. Even though I'm older than Marcellus sometimes, I guess he gets some things from me sometimes. I don't know. But the spiritual things I get from him and listening to legit doctorate. Because legit doctor is a walking history book as far as religion, in my opinion. I'm trying to encourage him to write some books because people could really benefit from what he has to say. But Marcellus said, "Be still in this season." He said, God said to me to tell all of y'all to be still in this season. And I'm like, what does he mean? Just sit there and don't move? Physically sit still? Mentally? What was it? And then it hit me this week what Marcella's been meaning all along. That's right, Uncle Fred. Be still and know that I am God. God said to me in the midst of that storm, because the Bible does say in Nuam that God speaks to his people in storms and whirlwinds. And it was storming outside. It was raining real hard. It was thundering. And God spoke. He said 3 words to me. I got this. And when I said, okay, you got it, and I meant it, I'm telling you, I have been changed since that morning. 7:30, bright and early. It was still dark outside, because of the storm and everything. Still dark. Because I went to do my devilment in the dark. But God had other plans. He saw this before there was ever a you or me, Davion. He saw this moment. He saw that moment. That was his moment to get me off one-on-one. I just left my mother's side, kissed her on the head, and told her I loved her, that I'd be back in a little while to see her. Whole time I was down there, I'm sleeping in the room with her. I got to tell y'all this. I don't know if I'm going to get through it, but there was a couch in my mother's room. That's where my dad used to sleep all the time. He would just lay around. The dog be sitting there. I sent pictures in the chat. My parents' dog, little Chihuahua, Amy, big old fat Chihuahua. And animals can sense when something's, off, or that you're sad. They want to give you affection or whatever. And that dog would not let me out of her sight. The whole time I was down there. If I go left, she go left. If I go right, she go right. And if I had to let her outside to use the bathroom, she will whimper for me to come outside with her. So I spent the entire time I was down there visiting my mom while she was recovering on that couch, which is where my daddy used to lay. And my mother had been telling me, Daryl, take this stuff back with you. It's what your dad will want you to have. Those clothes. The shirt I got on now was my daddy's. This ring, my daddy's. So I'm cleaning out his closet. And I got all his hats over here in a bag. And I looked in the back of that closet. And there was my dad's hat from when he was in the Army. It had been up there almost 40 years. It was dusty and everything. He just threw it up in there. Of all things, the last thing that I packed was that. I didn't even know it was up there. And I lived in that house from the time I was 10 until I went off to college, whatever. But, of course, I couldn't wear shoes, so my nephew got the shoes. But I got his hat and clothes coat I wore today. So I just felt his presence the whole time I was there. It was weird being in that house and not seeing my dad or hearing his voice. And didn't get much sleep that time while I was there because I was caring for my mother. That's exactly what it was. Legit doctorate. And I walked out in the yard, and every corner of the house had a story. I remember the front porch, me and him laid the brick. He did the cement work, but I was passing him the materials. He was teaching me how to do that. And then got it to the end. He let me in the cement write my initials and the date. And he let me lay the last bit of concrete so I could say I helped, about 10. Every piece of shingle put on that house, siding put on that house. Me and him. Because see, my sister never lived there. I grew up in that house. My brother moved back there from Detroit for a little while. Then he moved back out. But that was where I grew up. And I helped build that house. And I'm walking, I'm looking, I'm going around the woods and looking. The dog followed me, of course. And every corner had a story. And the barbed wire in the pasture. That's how I got this cut on my hand right here. Can't really see it because it's kind of faint now because I'm older. But a spool of barbed wire broke free, cut me like a razor blade. Because we're putting the wire in so we could farm and raise cows. So every corner had a story. I still ain't brought myself to be strong enough to go. Next time I'm down there, though, I'm going to go to my father's grave, but I can't do it right now. I just can't handle that. And I just started remembering. See, one of the reasons I left down there, because I had a lot of ghosts and a lot of bad memories that I didn't want to relive no more as a child. But running from it is a poem called See It Through. Running from it will not save you. See it through. So I had to come back and face this whole trip, me facing what I was running from. And what I was running from was right here. Because no matter where you go, there's a song by Teddy Pendergrass said, you can't hide from yourself. No matter where you go, there you are. I had to face me in this last trip. That was the first layer of the onion to be removed. Then what happened Wednesday was the whole thing being just peeled back. So I know some of y'all saying, oh, you can't stand. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I'm relieved. I got peace again. And I'm thankful. So I'm not sad. I'm grateful to God for what he's done. I'm not sad. So if they want to record me crying or whatever, I don't care. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm not crying because you did something to me or you hurt me. I'm crying because I'm grateful to him for keeping my mind and my body and my spirit intact while I went through that. And I ain't ashamed of that. I'm grateful. I'm out the other side of it now. So this is not tears of sadness. This is healing. This is what healing, what you're looking at is what healing is about. I'm grateful for the healing of my mind and my spirit and my body. Ain't nothing they can say, ain't nothing they can do that's going to affect me going forward. He said he got this. I'm trusting that. I'm done. He said he got it. He told me Wednesday morning, I got this. He said, I got this. That's what he said to me. And I'm not going to bear no false witness. That's what he said to me Wednesday morning before the sun came up. I got this. And everything is in him is yay and amen. So I already know what the outcome is going to be. He got this. I'm done. Done. We're going to get back 18. We're going to get back to having fun, cutting the food. That's it. Yes, ma'am. And it is so. Roxanne says she needs a healing from all she got to do is, it's a little button down there called a mute button. I used to snore worse than this before I lost the weight. You'd have thought the thunder was rolling. And you think it's bad now. Oh, but it was worse. It was worse. It was horrible. You know you snoring hard. If a dog walk up and put his paws on your mouth to try to get you to be quiet so they can sleep, you making noise. Yeah, that's the truth. But I said I wasn't gonna be here that long, and I'm not, because I got somewhere to be at 8 o'clock. And yeah. Yes, it is. It's a sign of healing. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I'm relieved and I'm happy and I'm at peace. And I ain't felt that way in a long time. And I'm here to tell you, this is what you do going forward. All of us over here, we know the truth. We know what the truth is. We know what the facts are. When you pray tonight, ask God to forgive you and clean and heal your heart and your mind and your spirit and get you right. And then all you got to do is say, and Lord, you know what they've done. Please see about that. And then let it go and watch what happens. If we all corporately pray about that situation, if my people, I'm gonna say it again, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face, you know the rest. All we got to do is seek him about this and watch what he'll do. Uncle Fred said he may use all the eyes on the stove. You know, I'm not going there. I'm here to tell y'all. I'm being serious. I know I'm joking with them in the chat a little bit. I'm being very serious. The Bible, not Daryl, the Bible. If my people who are called by my name, hold on. Hold on. Thank you, Miss Nancy. Hold on. I'm going to give you this because I want to get it right. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves, pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7:14. That's it. And it's nothing else for me to say at that point. All we got to do, if we want that situation to get fixed, all of us, from now, first I'm going to tell you two passages to read. You read the 52nd chapter of Psalms. It's basically a prayer of forgiveness. Well, you're asking God to heal you up and forgive, clean you up. You're basically telling God you're sorry. You read that every day for the next 7 days. I'm gonna read it. Well, you read it with me for the next 7 days, starting. Well, let's start Sunday. Sunday to next week. Every day. That'll be your prayer of forgiveness to God. You ain't got to get all elaborate. You just read the 52nd song. And then when you finish, you say, God, about this situation over here. Just talk to God just like you talk to him. You got all this puffed up words and fancy. God knows your heart. Like, look here. There's 3 young men out here that's been hurting for many years. See about that. Please see about that for us. And watch what happens. And that's it. I'm out. I'm going to hang out. I love you with the love of the Lord. And next Friday, if Marcellus and Roxanne's free, we're going to cut up. If we can't do it on Friday, we're going to do it someday. We'll let you know when all of us are available. It might be in the middle of the week. It might be on a Sunday. It might be on Saturday. It might be Friday. We trying to stick with Fridays because that's kind of everybody's comfortable with us doing Fridays. But one of my jobs, I work at a cigar lounge, and I'm busy a lot. You know, we have events, and then anyway. So and then Marcella's been busy. Roxanne, the holidays coming up. But we got to do something for Christmas because who was that bought us them elf hats? Lord Jesus. I don't know if it was Roxanne or Marcellus bought us the elf hats. I can't remember. But yeah, we're gonna get back to having fun. This boy talking about eating a salad. Oh, I forgot it's evening time over there. He likes goat cheese and prosciuttos and sun-dried tomatoes and wines from Spain. So, but anyway, I'm about to go eat me some dinner, as a matter of fact. But y'all be good and stay tuned, y'all. We're going to get back to the old school. We're going to get back to the old school. We're going to have some fun. And we're not going in a different direction. We're going in the right direction that we started on. We're going to get back to that. So, I may lose some subscribers because I ain't doing the mess no more. That's fine. Because who's for me is for me. What's for me is for me. And nobody down here will take it away from me. But I got something I got to do real quick. And I'm going to be doing it all week. One of my beautiful supporters has family members in New Orleans. That's why I want to leave you with this, a positive message. One of my supporters, God bless her, I played her music on the show once. She's a recording artist, but her relative is a minister, and they're feeding the homeless December 10th in New Orleans. And I want to talk to them. I'm going to take my banner off because I don't want anything to distract what they're doing. It's a day of outreach for those in need. The neighborly table, under the direction of John Arvey and Johanna Arvey, is going to be on December 10th, 2022, from 9 in the morning to noon in the underpass of the I-10 West on Bayonne Street in New Orleans. Everybody knows that area. It's under the bypass on I-10 in the heart of New Orleans. If you want to talk to them by phone, the number is 337-247-3822. Their email is neighborly7 at gmail.com. And their donations and volunteers are welcome. Their cash app is $neighborly table 7. So if you're in New Orleans or you know somebody in New Orleans that can go out to volunteer and help, please do so. And there's the cash app. I'm going to share the other thumbnail with you. This is a great thing. They're doing this. They're having here's the itinerary. Don't feel bad if you can't see it all right now. I'm going to be posting it on all my social media platforms so that I can do my part to help them. have this be a very successful event, um, feel free to use that QR code right there to cash out a donation, because every amount helps with what they're trying to do. Because trust me, uh, there were a lot of people that got displaced during Hurricane Katrina that never got back on their feet, and they're down there trying to help people. They're not out there doing gossip vlogging. These people are boots on the ground, actually going out and feeding the homeless. And here's the itinerary over there. They're seeking other organizations to partner with them, churches, businesses, individuals in the community, and outreach ministries. And they're looking for coats, blankets, food, PPE donations, the masks, gloves, and things of that nature, hand sanitizer, water, Bibles, uh, you name it. Everything you can think of, coats, shoes, anything you can donate, cash, clothing items, they need it all. So I'm going to leave that information up here while I'm talking to you about it. But if you miss it, don't feel bad, because I'm going to put it on every social media platform I got. This is what I'm getting back to. Just like when we helped get Matthew Rushing out, this is what we're going to be about again. The right thing. This right here. This is what the A-Team's about. Helping people. This is what we're going to do. This is what the A-Team is doing. This is what the A-Team is going to be doing. Helping people, putting the word out. Even if we can't physically be there, this is what we're going to be about right here. This is what we're going to be about. And this is what the last thing I want to leave you with right here. A day of outreach for those in need, City of New Orleans. And on that note, I love y'all, and I'll be seeing you soon. But I'm going to do a video where I just talk about strictly this, and I'm going to share it all over my social media platforms with the flyers. And I'm going to make sure these people get all the help that I can get them, because it's going down December 10th in New Orleans in that I-10 underpass. And I'm going to make sure that they get all the help that I can get them. And I want you to do the same. So when I share the flyers on my pages, copy and paste them and share them on yours too. Because if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that's down there in New Orleans, they can use your help. God bless you. Good night. I love you. Bye.